1963 was a foundational year in many ways for America. There was a lot of change underway, and we just last month had the opportunity to acknowledge Dr. King's March on Washington. Earlier that year, he had written a letter from Birmingham jail and had really started a cascade, a movement that in many ways we're still working through to this day, but those roots were started with a lot of these events. The country was working towards equality, working towards equity, working towards equal access to opportunity, which are foundational principles of community colleges. So I think it's highly appropriate that we started in this time frame. It was also a time of difficulty, of great tragedy for America. And we chose this photo because this was President Kennedy at Rice University when in 1962 he made the declaration that we would put a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth. Of course, we lost him just over a year later, but out of that tragedy, there really were seeds of hope that were planted. And the seeds of hope really were personified in the community college movement, and specifically at Columbus State at the time, Columbus Area Technician School. When in 1963, local business leaders approached Columbus City Schools, Columbus Public Schools at the time, and asked that they create Columbus Area Technician School to serve local workforce needs. So in 1963, at Central High School, where COSI now is, Columbus Area Technician School welcomed our first 67 students in 3 program areas: business data processing, electronics, and mechanical engineering technology. I love the mailbox. In 1965, then the college moved to this location. Aquinas High School was acquired and really became the foundational building of what's our Columbus campus now. And with the college moving to this part of town, it was really a catalyst for the Discovery District, an early catalyst for the Discovery District. But if you talk to folks who have been here, the college's growth in this part of town has been an important driver for the work that's happened in the Discovery District. Then in 1968, as Rich said, as the charter for Columbus Technical Institute moved forward, we had our initial groundbreaking with the 3 core buildings of our campus, with Governor Rhodes and President Clinton Tash working on the groundbreaking. And then from there, it's been a methodical process of growth, really working through and working with the community to meet the needs of the community at the time. A lot of the growth was under the watch of President Harold Nestor. Dr. Nestor made the courageous and important decision to expand Columbus Technical Institute's role to a comprehensive community college. And in 1987, working with the Ohio Board of Regents, Columbus Technical Institute became Columbus State Community College, and really we started to become what we are today. And we owe Dr. Nestor a great debt for that vision. The college then moved to, expanded into Delaware County last decade as we opened our Delaware campus in 2010. President Moeller and the Board of Trustees at the time really, I think, had great vision to understand where needs weren't being met, understand what the dynamics of communities and the importance of higher education as communities grow up, and the role that a public comprehensive community college can play in that space. And I think we'll see over time that the Delaware campus, it's a long-term play, but it's really something that's growing up with the community in some interesting ways, and I'll talk a little bit about that shortly. These are the presidents that preceded me, and really it's their work that I'm going to be talking about today. They built Columbus State Community College, and I have the great honor of stewarding it now. But it's a great honor to walk by their pictures every day as I go into my office, which I do. But I feel like the stability and the vision of leadership that the college has had over the years is really what gives it key strength as we consider our future. I've tried to spend some time with our retirees. One of the great things about being with an institution that's only 50 years old is that people that built it are still actively involved in the community and even in the college. And I love this picture, and the story behind it is they knew the statue was coming. They had the platform built, but you can kind of picture the scene of a flatbed truck rolling into campus with Christopher Columbus on the back, and the driver jumping out and said, "Where do you want it? And where do you want him pointing?" Well, you'd think that it's natural that Columbus would be pointing west, but the faculty member that happened to be in that conversation said, "Have him point downtown, that's where the jobs are." And I think that is really emblematic of the role that Columbus State continues to play in our community. And then with Nestor Hall opening up as the symbolic front door to the college, Columbus State really started to become the front door to higher education for our region.